How you doing, guys? Zane's Heavy Boxing Dosage here, back with another video. In this video I like to give you my prediction for this upcoming fight. It's going down this weekend. It's the return of Conor Benn fighting Regis Prograis. Good fight. At this stage of his career though, Regis Prograis, in my opinion, at the decline, in my opinion. Obviously Conor Benn coming off his biggest win of his career against Chris Eubank Jr. in the rematch, and yeah, I was very impressed with that victory. Almost stopping Chris Eubank Jr. in the last round, dropping him twice. Luckily Chris Eubank Jr. got saved by the bell. What I noticed about his last couple fights, notice that Conor Benn has been going the distance the last couple of fights, you get me? He's been winning on points. And, this time I think, he's going to go out there looking for the knockout. And I know Regis Prograis hasn't been stopped before in his career, but I'm not going to lie, the last couple of performances he's been getting dropped as well. Do you understand? And, haven't seen that sort of form in his career before, and that suggests to me that he's definitely losing that punch resistance, and yeah, I just think Conor Benn right now is at the biggest point of his career. Do you get me? He's taken that win over Chris Eubank Jr. and that giving him a lot of confidence, and why wouldn't it? You get me? Because that was a big victory in my opinion. And Chris Eubank Jr. was the bigger man coming into that fight, but there was sort of people saying that Chris Eubank Jr. was weight trained. It went his natural weight class. 160, and he should have moved up and all of that. But at the end of the day, Chris Eubank Jr. was still the bigger guy, and you gotta give Conor Benn credit for putting out the bigger guy, for beating the bigger guy. And after that rematch, the odds were against him to pull it off. So credit where credit is due. So well done, Conor Benn, for that. So you gotta give that credit to him. At the same time, like I said, the last couple of performances of Regis Prograis, he's been getting dropped by lesser opponents, lesser quality opponents. Jojo Diaz in his last fight knocked him down a few times as well. Do you understand? So you got to question whether the ambition is still there for him in boxing. Does he still have what it takes to compete at the top level? Because at one point he was touted to be a really good welterweight, coming up in welterweight, but at the same time, like, he's been at 140 for the rest of his career. Now he's moving up to a catchweight. This fight is at 150, so we're gonna have to see how he deals with the move up in weight. But I think Conor Benn, this will be a perfect weight class for him, because he was up at 160, I believe, in his last fight. Coming down a little bit more will help him, I think, with the speed as well. Do you understand? So the fight's at 150, and naturally Conor Benn is a small guy, so that move back down to 150 will definitely, in my opinion, suit him. Do you understand? I know that Regis Prograis hasn't been stopped before in his career, but there's a first time for everything. Do you understand? Don't get it twisted, it can happen this time as well. So that's what I'm thinking, because in my opinion, he hasn't been looking great, You understand? He hasn't been looking great at all, man. I'm just being real, man, if I'm being honest, you get me? And yeah, man, the general consensus going in this fight is Conor Benn is at his best. Do you understand? And I think he's going to be even better in this fight. Do you understand? So yeah, man, I just think Conor Benn wins this fight, in my opinion. Both stages at their careers, Conor Benn is definitely doing the better. Do you understand? And yeah, I'm gonna go with my final prediction. I think Conor Benn's gonna go out there and put a great performance on. His first fight on the contract with the new boxing company, I don't know what it's called. So he's on the the first contract, the first sign, first fight, I think he's gonna put on a statement here. I'm gonna go with my final prediction. I think Conor Benn stops him. He's gonna be the first one to do it. Yeah, there is an argument. Regis Prograis has never been stopped before, but I just think the momentum here is with Conor Benn. And if he gets him hurt, which I've seen last couple fights, Regis Prograis getting hurt, Conor Benn's not going to let him off the hook. He's a great finisher. So I'm going to go with Conor Benn to win this fight by knockout. Do you understand? And on the side bet, I'd go Conor Benn to throw the most power punches. Do you understand? That's a side bet, you know. But yeah, I'll go with Conor Benn to win the fight. Let me know your thoughts, guys. As always, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts. I'll see you on the next one. Zane's Heavy Boxing Dosage. I'm out.